the Holy Quran claims. The claim of the Holy Quran is this, that Islam is now the final faith which has been revealed for mankind, and from now on this is going to be the official version of Allah, of the paths which lead to Allah. And no path as against this would be accepted. The translation there should be as against this, not independently. Any path which contradicts Islam will not be acceptable. Now, there the beauty of this word Islam should also be kept in mind. It means submission. It could also mean technically the religion Islam, and could also mean entire submission to the will of Allah. So, though both these meanings would be operative in their own different spheres, and I'll explain how. In the first sphere, where we translate the word Islam as a technical term for the religion which was revealed to Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the meaning would be that this is the final path, all the rest as against it would be rejected. That is also true. It means that if anybody is given an opportunity to listen to the message of Islam, comes into contact with Islam, and erroneously, unrighteously rejects Islam and insists on pursuing the previous religion which he had been following, and this he does not do righteously, this decision has some crookedness behind it, then that path will be rejected by Allah, and he will not be counted among those who believe in Allah and act righteously, because here the condition is not only to believe in Allah but to act righteously. Because if somebody is shown the truth and he does not recognize the truth, either his vision is distorted and is diseased, or he is doing it intentionally, shutting his eyes. So as far as human beings are concerned, we have no means to find out how far his sight was diseased. Only we know that he has rejected, having been given an opportunity, he has rejected. So as far as we are concerned, the message of Islam to us would be that apparently they are also rejected. In the same rejection of Islam, they have rejected themselves, and they don't fall under the category of those who benefit from this verse, because they have not acted righteously. How far they are responsible for that action, how far they are within their rights not to be able to understand Islam and its truth, that is up to Allah. We are not bothered about it. Official position which a Muslim can take is this, that anybody to whom the message of Islam was conveyed and he rejected it, to us it is tantamount to a rejection of truth consciously, for which the rejecter is responsible. But as far as Allah goes, He knows better than we do. So it is up to Him to decide, and He knows his difficulties as well as his shortcomings and limitations and so on. So such a person has not to fear anything. If he is within his right, if he really could not understand, then this verse would recommend for his case to Allah. That you said, if somebody believes in Allah truly and is righteous, then he should not have any fear. So you know this person was within his rights when he rejected Islam, because he didn't understand, and he could not go against his conscience. Had he done so, then he would have been an unrighteous person. So because Allah knows all this, he has no fears. Nobody would be treated unjustly by Allah. Now this is the case of those who stand a chance of understanding Islam. But what about those who never heard the message of Islam? Will that verse which I mentioned in the second place, that no faith except Islam will be accepted, would be extended to those people born in the center of Congo, for instance, those pygmies who have never heard of anything beyond what they were born with. Those whom the light of day seldom reaches, they live in such thick jungles, it's almost darkness in some places during the day as well. So how could this verse reach there and say declare them to be hellbound? It would be a very unjust God who treats them like this. So this verse, in fact, the second verse which you have pointed out, this would come to their help. And it would tell them, whatever you are born with, you have a sense of right and wrong. If you believe in your Creator, there Allah means the concept of a Creator which everybody has. This is why these deities develop out of that fundamental concept of some Creator. So anybody who believes in a Creator and also believes in His answerability, that's very important. The day of judgment means that they believe that they are answerable. So only those people can act truly righteously who understand that they are answerable. Otherwise they immediately become irresponsible. So these are the two conditions. They believe in their good origin and they believe in their good end. This is the minimum of faith that can be conceived. And the proof of this is that their actions are righteous. If they believe that they were given birth by somebody who was all good, and also they are accountable for their actions ultimately, these two factors play a very important role in making somebody good in his actions and making somebody behave responsibly to his fellow beings. Because all the time he would think that I have come from a source of goodness and I am going to be accountable. So these are the most important conditions which prevail universally. And the lack of a message to reach such places does not play any important role either way. If these two fundamentals are there, then Allah would judge them from their actions according to their own concepts of goodness and evil. So these are the most extreme cases. Even they have been covered by the Holy Quran. And this gives them a message of peace and tells them you do not have to fear. The final religion has come not to declare death and ruin of the rest of the mankind, but it's a message of light which treats every human being equitably and justly. So if you are right within your own frame of mind and your own upbringing and your own limitations of your national or geographic backgrounds, then you do not have to fear. But the moment the message of Islam reaches them, then the other verse would take over from here. And then they will be treated, if they were truly righteous, the light came to you and you divided him to recognize it. So that proves that you were not righteous. That was something else, that you were worshipping not Allah fully. Because if you were truly worshipping Allah, then when His messenger comes to you with light, why should you reject him? So in between there are so many other stages and so many other possibilities which have been reflected upon in various verses of the Holy Quran. Yes, Munir, yes, please read.
Assalamu alaikum. Huzur, in Quran it is said, Allah Nur Samawati wal Ard. Allah is Nur. And also somewhere else that moon is also a Nur. The commentary of by Hazrat Muslim in Sara Rohani is about Nur is the light which is reflected from the source, which is